Chubb will be the tailback. Froholt the fullback. They turn. They give it to Chubb. He vaults. He spins. He lands. Touchdown!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Fifth Quarter Podcast, where we talk about everything sports. It's your boys, Sean and Logan, and god damn, does it feel good. Victory weekend, victory Monday. The Browns beat the dog shit out of the Steelers. And it was great. I was there. My first Browns-Steelers game. It was wonderful. So if you're a Steelers fan and you're just oddly listening, your team is trash. And continue to live in the glory days of, well, we have 6 Super Bowls and Big Ben owns you, and continue living in the past. I just had to get that out of the way. Sorry, Sean. So jumping right into it, we got the question of the week. Sean asked, with Anthony Walker done for the year, are you confident in Jacob Phillips to fill that role, or should the Browns sign a veteran? At this point in the game, man, I think I just say you roll with Jacob Phillips. And, Sean and I were just talking about it. He comes in. What quarter did he get hurt? Do you remember? Was it the third quarter?
Honestly, bro, I'm not even sure.
I want to say it was the third quarter, but I could be wrong. Either way, Jacob Phillips comes in, has the only sack of the game, 7 total tackles, 2 solo tackles. Before Anthony Walker got hurt, he had 6 total tackles and 2 solo tackles. So I say we just roll with the punches, man. Roll with what we got. Is Jay okay? Is he playing? Is he okay? I know he had an injury as well, right?
He did. I'm looking at the injury report from ESPN. Obviously, it was updated after yesterday because Myles Garrett's on there, but I don't see JOK on there. So I would imagine he's good.
I hope so. Excuse me, I was yawning. Yeah, I say we just roll with Jacob Phillips. I mean, he came in, he stepped up, he filled the shoes. There's really not much else to say. We haven't seen a lot of this guy. So it just makes me excited to he went to LSU, been in the league 2 years, been with the Browns since he got drafted. So he was drafted by the Browns.
Yep.
Okay. I'm fine with it. Let him just, roll with the punches. I didn't even go over the numbers. 77% of the voters said no, roll with Jacob Phillips. I agree. 23% of the people said bring in a veteran. Who are we going to bring in?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure if I look hard enough, we could find somebody that somehow, some way we could get them, but that's just a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
not really something I want to do.
I'm looking at his career because I was curious because I knew he was hurt at some point. I just didn't know when. In 2020, he played 9 games, and I want to say he got hurt halfway through the season because he only played 4 games in 2021. So I feel like he missed the rest of the season and wasn't recovered until halfway through 2021. So he doesn't have a huge sample size, but he's definitely a guy they were high on when we got him.
Yeah.
He just hasn't really had the chance to fully blossom with some in-game experience. So I say roll with him. Why bring in another guy who's going to have to learn the system, get chemistry with the defense, who's already had some chemistry issues? You know what I mean? So he knows the system. He's obviously been playing behind Anthony Walker, who's a genius on the field from what we've heard over the years. Give the guy a shot. He'll be playing next to JOK, 2 young guys who like to fly around, so it ain't going to do any harm, I don't think.
Right. Give me 1 second. I got fucking logged out. If anything, and when you look at it like this, if anything, it makes me, I don't want to say excited because you never want to glorify somebody going down and getting hurt, but it makes JOK have to step up. Okay, this is his sophomore year. He's got to be the leader of the linebackers now.
Yeah, he's definitely
So
the leader of the linebackers.
It's gonna help him mature and become a better player, kind of like how we've seen Myles Garrett. You know, he came in as a young guy and he's fucking amazing, and he, you know, is now the leader of, if not the team.
And what's crazy is he came in, they basically said, before he even took a snap, you're now the defensive leader.
Literally.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Moving on. We got Browns versus Steelers recap. Jacoby Brissett. I mean, what more? How many times can we predict this guy? You know what I mean? Like how he's going to play. Was 21 of 31, 220 yards passing, which is kind of a little surprising to me. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, was sacked twice, had a QB rating of 109.6. What more can you ask of the guy? I mean, really.
You want to know why it's so easy to predict what he's going to do?
Let's hear it.
Because he plays how he's always played. There is no wild card factor with Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. He just
you know what
does,
I mean? Like,
yeah.
He just does what he's good at. And
he's
I want to get ahead of ourselves, but so far we've called it every game so far.
He's what we call in my book a job getter doner. That does not make any sense, but he's a job getter doner. He gets the job done. Yeah, I'm excited to see him, you know, go into this stretch in a couple weeks when we have that 5-game stretch of, you know, rough games. I really want to see how he plays. You know, I'm not concerned by any means for our offense. I'm, you know, defense is what gets me. But, you know, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. That's getting way off topic. The Browns beat the Steelers. I feel like we should be more like going nuts, but like I know I spent more my time going nuts in the stadium in the Muni lot for 7 hours. But that's neither here nor there. Another player, Nick Chubb, fucking played amazing again. This guy is having a great year. His first 3 games of this year have been, you know, very good. 23 rushes for 113 yards, was averaging 5 yards a carry, and had 1 touchdown. I mean, what more do you want from him? Had big time plays.
It's just more Nick Chubb being Nick Chubb.
Kareem Hunt, I feel like this is getting swept under the rug a lot. He had 12 rushes for 47 yards. He had 3 receptions for 14 yards. But Kareem had a lot of rushes that were very clutch. I know there were a couple big 3rd down runs that he had that converted for us. And, you know, I don't want to say that he's being overshadowed by Nick Chubb because, you know, obviously Nick Chubb has had a great game. But I think Kareem Hunt deserves some recognition, too, because he was clutch when we needed him. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Another thing that we predicted last week, you know, or not predicted, but said we wanted to see more of going into last week's game against the Jets was we wanted to see more Amari Cooper, more David Njoku, because those were the 2, I don't want to say veteran guys, but, you know, those were the 2 guys that have proven themselves.
2 best pass catchers.
Yeah, you know, and they combined for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. Amari Cooper is some people were saying that Amari Cooper may be the best wide receiver the Browns have ever seen. I'm not denying that. I just don't think the sample size is there. But once again, that's neither here nor there. He had 7 receptions for 101 yards, 1 touchdown on 11 targets. Love to see it. Love to see the 11 targets. Get him the ball. David Njoku, 9 receptions, 89 yards, 1 touchdown, 10 targets, you know. Love to see that too. I don't want to say they deserve all the targets because they don't, but I mean, if these guys are catching the ball when you're throwing it to them, why stop? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah. And that just tells me they were able to exploit some sort of mismatch with Njoku. I don't know if you saw last week, might have been after the Jets game, maybe. Stefanski had said, the game plan for Njoku is going to depend on basically what the defense is doing. As he's running around, is he being covered by a safety as he goes into the flat, as a safety picking up, that sort of thing. So for them to target him 10 times, they obviously saw something they liked. He was a mismatch on somebody. I don't know exactly who, because like I said, we were at the game, is a little bit different of a view than watching on TV. But he had 9 catches out of the 10 targets, so he was feasting on somebody.
I mean, it's going to be one or the other. You can't cover both of them. No. You can't double team both of them either.
No, unless you're playing an elite defense, which I don't even know if we play an elite defense. I guess you could say Baltimore is probably the best out of the next few games anyway. He's a big fucking dude, and he's fast as hell, and he can jump. So you're basically taking one of your safeties out of the play because there's no way you can man him up with a linebacker. So
yeah, I mean, he's
and Amari Cooper too. He's another one. His routes are so crisp that you could put a good corner on him and he's still going to get his. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
They saw what they liked what they saw, and they obviously took advantage of it. So what's going to be interesting is I would like to see obviously DPJ get a little bit more involved. We haven't seen much of David Bell. Each of them had 1 catch, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. It's still very early in the season, so far I like what they're doing. They won a game they were supposed to win, obviously, so
yeah,
can't complain much.
Another thing, last thing, defense played okay. Mitch Trubisky was 20 of 32 for 207 yards. Didn't throw a touchdown. He was sacked once. I'd love to see that sack number a little bit higher. But Najee Harris held to 56 yards on 15 rushes. He did have 1 touchdown. So, it is what it is. Mitch Trubisky did have a rushing touchdown too, but overall, I don't think the defense played terrible. If I had to give them a grade, I feel like that's, hell, our grades could be all over the place every week. We should grade the Browns defense after every game. I would probably give them, I don't know, is a B- like too generous?
I was going to give him a B-.
I think that's, you got the dub, so that, that definitely boosts your score, but you didn't do anything incredible to get like a B or a B+. So I'll give you a B-. Would like to see our defense, like to see more sacks this week. More, more pressure on the quarterback.
For sure. They had that touchdown at the end because of that lateral, but I don't that really isn't any credit to the defense that he really didn't do anything special on that play, but they almost kind of let him back in it towards the end. They kicked the onside kick, obviously went out of bounds, but
scared me for a second.
Yeah, that could have been very dangerous, but I think a B- is pretty. I mean, I think you can't give anything lower than that because they didn't let up a ton of points. Yeah. And they didn't lose. They didn't blow it at the end. So I think a B- is pretty good.
Yeah. I like my my score. So moving on, switching topics here. Browns versus Falcons Week 4 preview. First and foremost, this is a given. This is obvious after the first 3 games. Continue to run the ball. Establish the run early. And just continue to run the ball. The Falcons, I don't think they have a very good rush defense. Through 3 games, they're 15th in the league in rushing yards against per game. So teams are averaging about 109 rushing yards on the Falcons. So let's exploit that. You know what I mean? I think that'll work out well for us. Another thing. I'm trying to think of how I can say this. Sean thinks that the Browns should get Kareem a little bit more involved. And, I would like to see it. I think, but I think every week it's going to be somebody's game. it all depends on who has the better game. You know what I mean? I don't want to force anything, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't want to say get him involved because, I mean, he'll get himself involved if we just give him the ball. But I just think it needs to be, you know, whoever has the hot hand, you know.
Yeah, I was mainly, well, I guess not mainly, but I was thinking more along the lines of like last year or even the year before, we saw a lot more usage out of him when it came to screen passes and things like that.
No, that I can agree with. Yeah.
No, I mean, Brissett is completing a ton of his passes, which is fantastic. But
Yeah.
I think it'll just give you that much more of an edge if you get one more of your playmakers involved, even if Nick Chubb is on the field.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, not saying they're doing bad. You know, I would just like to see a little bit more. You know, because I know he had a game. Week 1 is when he had his good game. When he scored twice.
Yeah, because he scored twice. I think he had 70 some yards, and then Chubb didn't score, but he had 140 rushing yards.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, just kind of keep the defense on their toes. You know, if you have Nick Chubb on the field and, you know, it's a run, you know it's going to obviously Nick Chubb. But if you have them both in the shotgun lined up next to Brissett, you could fake the hand off to Chubb, dink it over to, you know, to Kareem Hunt for a screen pass or a swing out or whatever, you know, just to kind of keep them like, oh shit, who's getting the ball, you know?
Yeah.
And if for whatever reason the Falcons defense is locking up on Amari Cooper and Njoku, you have another passing target. You know, you know, I don't know.
You literally took the words right out of my mouth because that's what I was going to say. Talking about Amari Cooper and David Njoku last week against the Steelers, how they both played well. I lost what I was going to say. Basically,
Atlanta's going to try and take at least one of them away.
Literally, they know that those are our guys. So then get Kareem involved, you know? So I agree on the passing aspect. Moving forward, defense. Got to contain Marcus Mariota, Cordell Patterson. He had a good game last week, Cordell did. So
he had an amazing game.
I had him on my fantasy team, so that's the only reason I know.
Like 150 yards rushing or something.
Yeah.
Now, to touch on the Mariota thing, it's not so much as if they need to contain him as far as like he's an elite passer, because he isn't. But he's fast. So if you let him keep the play alive, get outside the pocket, scramble on 3rd and 6 for an 8-yard gain, let's not let that happen time after time. He's going to get he's going to scramble. He's fast. He's done it his entire career. Try to contain it, keep him uneasy in that pocket. We know he's not an elite passer. So if you get a non-elite passer shaky in the pocket, he's bound to make mistakes. So let's try to create those. And another one of those situations where don't let, I don't want to say mediocre because I feel like that's a little too harsh, but average quarterbacks, average, offensive weapons, even Cordell Patterson, he's not an elite running back. Let's not kid ourselves. He's a wide receiver, transition to running back, starting at running back because they have literally nobody else. So don't let those two guys beat you. They have Kyle Pitts, they have Drake London, both of them very young, very bright futures. Don't give them a chance to beat you. Like you're not playing against a Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, you know what I mean? So if you do what you're supposed to do, those players who are good, you won't make them look great, if that makes any sense. I know it's a lot more
so
it's easier said than done, I know, but still.
The one thing that I want to say, and I just ran upstairs, so forgive me.
I was like, hello?
My bad. So forgive me if I didn't hear what you were talking about, but did you bring up Myles Garrett?
No, not yet.
Okay, so that's the only thing that concerns me about containing Mariota and letting Cordell Patterson, have a good game is the whole Myles Garrett thing. That stresses me out,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to say it because people are going to know, but if you live under a rock, yesterday Myles Garrett was in a car accident, so he might not play Sunday. So that kind of doesn't worry me, but with Anthony
Yeah,
Walker out, and is Jadeveon Clowney playing?
No, he's out. I mean, it says questionable, but I don't think he's ready yet.
What happened to him?
He got hurt in
the Jets game, right? But
yeah.
I don't know.
An ankle, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So with him and Miles Garrett out, is Chase Winovich going to play?
It's either going to be him, Rochelle, those two rookies. Yeah. But, I mean, on the flip side, Atlanta doesn't have
a great
offensive line. You know, like, and I saw a graphic on Twitter. I don't remember who tweeted it. I wish I could find it. And it was a statistic about our defensive interior alignment as far as run stopping. And so far, they're doing great. And I know Garrett and Clowney obviously factor in on that, but when the ball is going up the middle, there's a chance that those two guys aren't going to make the tackle, so somebody else is making plays outside of those two guys. So that's a positive sign. Obviously, Owusu Koramoah, he'll have to probably play a little bit more aggressive on the run as far as kind of getting to the hole quickly. Same thing with Jacob Phillips, but those two guys fly around. They're very fast linebackers. They like to get in the thick of things, so they'll probably be a little bit more aggressive. Hopefully, they don't try to exploit that with some like play action and things like that. But even without Garrett against the Falcons, ideally, we should be able to handle our own.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would be great to have Myles Garrett out there, but if we don't have him, it's not like, oh, we're
if
screwed.
There's a game I don't want to have him, I mean, it's this game. With the next 6 games we have coming up, I'd rather it be this game, get it out the way, get him, back. Jadeveon Clowney, get him, a little bit in better shape. Fuck it, get these young guys some reps, you know what I mean, in case they got to play. So, yeah, that's a positive way to look at it. Another thing that I was...
Clowney's technically been out for over a week and a half now, so I didn't mean to cut you off. Maybe he will be back. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I hope. But another thing that I was just looking at, the Browns, and, I'm a big numbers guy, okay? Because, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Through 3 weeks, the Browns are 7th in the league in rushing yards against per game. Teams are averaging 83.67 rushing yards. Rushing yards per game, the Falcons are 5th in the league with 156.7. So they're averaging 157 rush yards a game. When you look at the running backs that we've played, the Jets, they don't have an elite running back. The Panthers, regardless of who's under center, Baker Mayfield, Cam Newton, Jake Delhomme, whoever you want to throw in there. Christian McCaffrey is a great running back, okay? And when you factor in him, and last week Najee Harris is a great running back, and we're averaging 83 yards against these guys, that makes me feel good, okay? Granted, it's only 3 weeks. I know you could throw in there that the sample size is too small. I get that. But when you put Cordell Patterson on a pedestal, his pedestal is not as high as Najee Harris and Christian McCaffrey. So that's the way I look at it. I don't know. That's just my little statistical breakdown. I love these team comparisons. So with that being said, let me see what else we got. Last thing with the Browns versus Falcons. I don't know. Did you bring up Jeremiah Owusu versus Kyle Pitts?
Not yet.
That's going to be a good matchup. I think JOK just... I don't want to, Oh, shit. I just seen this article. Myles Garrett will try to play versus Falcons following.
Oh, no way.
Holy shit. Even after sustaining a sprained shoulder and strained bicep in an accident.
Where did you see that?
It's on a article on yahoosports.com from 2 hours ago. And it's not an ad. It's from the Browns Wire. So, little breaking news right there. So that'll be crazy if he plays. He's literally a robot. But yeah, let me see. Last week, the Falcons got the first win against Seattle. Not saying much. But yeah, it looks like Kyle Pitts is their go-to guy. Forgot about Drake London too.
Yeah. See, Drake London, he's great. At least so far, rookie year, he's been very good.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy, but I mean, with guys like Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome, we should be able to contain that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, does Seattle have anybody?
No.
They have, yeah. So
the defense is butt, and Jamal Adams isn't even playing. So I'm not surprised and I don't think he even did. I know he had a touchdown, but I don't know what his target share was like or anything like that.
He
had 16 catches for 214 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year. So
he had 3 catches, 54 yards, and a touchdown, and he had a 30-yard catch. So
the one matchup, real quick, since we talked about Joke on Kyle Pitts, that I thought about while we were talking about it, is if for whatever reason we don't obviously put Joke out on the tight end because we need him more inside, it'll most likely be like Delpit, which I'm a little bit nervous about because he's been pretty shaky so far. Would love to see him have one of those games like he did last year where he's just all over the field doing everything. That would be a good confidence booster for him, I feel like. But Kyle Pitts is a guy who can absolutely murder you if you're not careful. So he's a wide receiver playing tight end. So definitely got to contain that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to say that I'm confident, but I didn't think about having JOK in the, on the inside more instead of. So we'll see what happens. Moving on, we have and I'm convinced that this segment is just a troll.
I'm ready for this one.
But I mean, there's really not much you can say, but I mean, I'm sure there's a lot you can say, but mine will be short and sweet. Hot Twitter topic from after the game and going into this week. If Jacoby Brissett stays as consistent as he's been, do you continue to roll with him even when Deshaun Watson returns? Sean and I had a buddy of ours who messaged us earlier, and I'm not going to say any names because, that's embarrassing, and I don't want to embarrass one of my friends, even though we're, all wrong in our life. But he texted us and said, JB might be the future of Cleveland. Dude should be 3-0 right now. If he takes the Browns to the playoffs, how do you bench him? It's simple. You bench him. You play the guy that you're paying $250,000 to. It's that simple. It's that simple. You play the quarterback who is statistically proven to be a better quarterback. You just heard me go through all the team comparison stats of the Browns versus Falcons. Do I need to do that for Jacoby Brissett versus Deshaun Watson? Another argument, and I'm sorry if this is an argument of yours, it's very hard. I don't want to say it's very hard. It's easy to be successful in Kevin Stefanski's offense when you just do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield chose not to, and you see that transitioning into him with the Panthers this year. He's missing throws. He's missing reads. He has trouble reading the defense because he's a shitty quarterback. So that's my opinion on that. How do you bench Jacoby Brissett when Deshaun Watson returns? You just do it. It doesn't matter. So
you go up to him and you say, "Hey, Jacoby, thank you for all you've done so far this season. We really appreciate it. Now go grab some pine." There is no complex to it. There is no, well, if he does this, and this. No, it doesn't matter.
If Deshaun Watson comes back, and I'm talking, he is a fucking monstrosity. He's throwing 4 picks a game for like 5 straight weeks. Okay, then maybe you consider it, but the chances of that happening are slim to none. So
literally,
let me just get that out there. So, but
yeah, there's like I responded to Nikki J. I said, "Do you want a reason on why they're not going to do that? I'll give you 230 million of them." Because they're just not gonna do it. Yeah. That is probably, and he's not the only one. Trust me, I've seen it all over Twitter today, and since Thursday, of people saying the exact same thing. Oh, how do you bench Brissett? Pretty fucking simple. It's Deshaun Watson. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Right.
I know he hasn't played for a year, but the things he was doing before he was suspended on a shit team. Imagine him doing it in this offense with this team. So I think it's very, very simple. I think it should take about 1 second to answer the question if anyone ever asks it to anybody ever again. And it's Deshaun Watson's the starter. This is his team. And I don't care if Brissett goes 10-1, we roll into week 12 bye, week 13 comes around. I don't care. Deshaun Watson is the starting quarterback. So I don't. It's mind numbing how Cleveland Browns fans, Cleveland Browns Twitter, always like to make something out of absolutely nothing. It's just what they do. They always need that that little piece of drama. There's always got to be some sort of drama or cliffhanger or a what if. I've noticed. So we'll nip this one in the bud. It ain't happening. So if you're one of those people and you're listening, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's Deshaun Watson's team. Whether you like the guy or not, he's going to be our quarterback.
And that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
It is, man. Like, why work yourself? This is a WWE phrase that you may not be familiar with. Why work yourself into a shoot? It ain't going to happen. It's just, you put these hypotheticals in your head and, well, what if this happens? Or, well, I could see Brissett do it. Just stop. After week 12, whoever we play week 11, give your farewells to Brissett, because that is all we're going to see from him for the rest of the season.
Oh, especially against the Texans. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett ain't fucking playing. Like,
no, and
let's
they
be
go
real
into
here.
a bye week. The week before he plays is a bye week. So I'm like, oh, yeah, Watson is going to be ready, bro.
Yeah. I agree. I don't disagree.
It's asinine, bro.
But, Nikki J is a Steelers fan.
You just not going to say names.
I don't give a fuck. Shout out to our buddy Nikki J. But he's a Steelers fan, so he's a cool Steelers fan, and he'll give the Browns props.
He's got some wild NFL takes, so I probably should have taken it with a grain of salt anyway when he originally sent it. But
fantasy, just everything. But nevertheless, good guy. So with that being said, moving on. Quick picks, locks, and upsets.
Oh, I lied. Their bye week is bye week 9, but still, not 12.
Either
way.
Yeah, moving on. Like I said, quick picks, lots, and upsets. Last week, Sean got the upper hand, 12-10, but I'm pretty sure I got week 2, right? Yeah, I won week 2, so we're 2-1. I'll take it. We'll trade every week. I'm fine with that. Granted, my picks were, I had the Bills over the Dolphins, so I mean it's not a stupid pick. My Cowboys won. You already know. So you can't fault me for that. And then I don't know what my other loss was that you had on me. Either way. Do you have your locks and upsets, my friend? Oh.
Well, I definitely have my upset. I just
have
came
my
across
upset
it.
too. Me too. Say it on 3.
I don't know why.
Say it on 3. Say it on 3. 1, 2,
3. The
Miami.
Dolphins over the Bengals.
Yes.
Why the fuck are the Bengals -4?
I don't know, dude. It's a Thursday night game in Cincinnati. What do they think? The white jerseys are gonna fucking give them god powers?
Is they're assuming Tua is not gonna play, but he's not in concussion protocol. They essentially said he was playing. He didn't practice today because they play Thursday, so why would he? They just beat the fucking Bills, bro.
Yeah,
Bengals
and they beat the Ravens.
First half, and they beat the Ravens. The
Miami
in the first half against the Jets.
Miami is legit, bro. People, and I'm not saying I was on the Miami or Miami hype train when they traded for Tyreek or they signed him. I don't know, whatever. But, bro, I remember people giving Tyreek Hill shit like, "Why would you go to the Dolphins?" Yada yada yada, bro. The Dolphins are legit, bro. Like, I'm dead ass fucking serious. Like, they're legit. They would be a very, like, I don't want to say a good sleeper pick for the Super Bowl, but like, because they're not a sleeper. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're a for real contender.
I mean, they don't really have the hardest schedule. I mean, they play, the Chargers, the Bills, and Green Bay, in like week, I don't know what, 15, 16 or 14, 15, 16. I don't know. But like, they don't, that's really it. They play some smush teams. But either way, I think the Dolphins are fucking legit. So is that both of our upsets?
Yeah, our statistician said not to have the same ones, but
Last time I checked, who's running this show?
It's
She's gonna kick my ass.
about to be only me here come Thursday.
Okay, but listen though, like this is like I don't know. I feel like
there's one other game I could pick, and I just saw it. So if you want me to switch, I will.
We're an upset.
Yeah.
Let me look here.
It's a little bit more riskier, but.
Ooh. Let me see. No, let's just go with it. It's
okay.
not. I mean, Oh. Bro, I'll change mine. You can have that one.
Okay.
I'm taking the Rams over the Niners.
Oh, they're the underdogs?
They got San Fran favored by 2.5.
Now, are you sure it says plus 2.5 or does it say minus 2.5?
Sean, I'm not an idiot. It says minus 2.5 San Fran.
That's insanity.
So, and it could change by Sunday, or that's the Monday night game. But I'm picking the Rams.
Okay.
After the game I just watched against the Broncos and the Niners.
Yeah.
Bro, that game was pitiful. Jimmy G stepping out of the end zone.
You want to be Dan Orlovsky so bad.
Get real. My lock is going to be the Dallas Cowboys over the Washington Commanders. No, because I had the Cowboys last week. I won't do that again. I'll pick a better lock, something more intriguing. I guess that's really okay. My lock's going to be the Cardinals over the Panthers.
Okay, that's a good one.
They're only favored by 1, but
my lock is going to be the Bills over the Ravens.
I like that game because that's risky too, in my opinion.
Yeah, you could go either way.
Was that gonna be your upset?
No, I was gonna say the Jags over the Eagles, bro.
Yeah, you're smoking crack.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna entertain that.
The Jaguars have put up 40 on the Chargers.
Bro, the Philadelphia Eagles are the other legit team. They made Justin Jefferson look like a scrub.
Okay, they played the Vikings, the Lions, and the fucking. Who did they just play? Who did they play last week?
I'm looking it up, my man. I don't know who they played. Come on. Washington.
Okay. So they played the Lions, the Vikings, and the goddamn Commanders.
Barely beat the Lions. I think they're good, though. I think they're pretty good.
I'm not saying they're not good. I don't think they're as good as you're claiming out to be. I think the Jaguars putting up 40 on the Chargers is more impressive than them beating any three of those teams.
Justin Herbert was hurt. Anyway, moving right into it. We're taking a long time on this. First game of the week. This is both of our upsets. Miami over Cincinnati. Second game.
You just said you changed yours.
Yeah, I am going to change it, but I mean, let's be real here. It was my first one. It's not going to be my upset, but it's going to be a upset.
Okay, that's fair.
So just to make it clear to the statistician, this is not my upset. I want to see text messages about how I can't pick 2. My official upset is a different game. So just let that be known. But yes, second game of the week is in London. The Minnesota Vikings versus the New Orleans Saints. This starts at 9 a.m. on Sunday. I'll take it. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Dalvin Cook is hurt. Is he gonna play?
Probably not. I'm taking the Saints.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is butt cheeks, dude.
And he'll be even worse without Dalvin Cook.
He's baby butt cheeks. Like, I'm sorry, stinky and soft. That was good. That was off the dome. Then we got the Browns versus the Falcons.
Do I even gotta say it?
Straight my stick alike. Give me the Browns. What is my saying? Every day of the week.
Every day,
twice on Sunday, baby. And they play. Does the Falcons have a dome?
Yes.
Ooh, is this game gonna get canceled because of the hurricane? I'll be pissed.
I don't think so. I think the Hurricane's hitting on Thursday, and it's mainly Florida.
Okay, cool.
Obviously, praying for anybody in Florida. Obviously, that sucks.
I mean,
but
I wasn't gonna go there. I didn't want to even bring it up.
I don't want to come off as like an asshole, like fuck everybody in Florida. But no,
You're not wrong.
yeah, they have a dome. I'm taking the Browns in an obvious choice. I think they cover. I think right now they're -2. I think they cover for our bettors out there, our Mulas of the world. Yeah, I'm taking the Browns. No brainer.
Yeah. Then we have the Washington Commanders versus the Cowboys in Dallas. I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think after last week, the Carson Wentz show is officially over. It only took 2 weeks. It lasted longer than I thought it would. But I'm going to take the Cowboys.
And honestly, dude, like all bias aside and like trolling aside, Cooper Rush doesn't look terrible.
No, you know what he looks like?
Jacoby Brissett?
A game manager who's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. But see, I don't know because I was watching the game last night and Dak got his stitches out yesterday and he told the reporter that he would be back in a couple weeks, or he wanted to be back in a couple weeks, and he was counting like last night's game as one of those weeks, saying he was going to try and play. So I don't think they need to rush him back. I mean, they're 2-1. I'm sure their schedule is probably soft coming up. So keep Cooper Rush. And like you said, he's a game manager. Moving on. We got Seattle versus Detroit in Detroit. I'm going to go with the Lions.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Lions, man. They were close to winning last week. They just let it slip away. So I'm going to take Detroit.
Who did they play last week?
Minnesota.
They lost by 4. Yeah. But didn't their running back get hurt, though?
Swift did, yeah, but they still have Jamal Williams.
Okay. And my man, was it Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. So, yeah, give me Lions. Then we have Tennessee versus the Colts. This is a game that I don't fucking care about, even though Matt Ryan somehow, some way, beat the Chiefs last week.
Matty Ice, baby.
I don't even know who to pick, dude, and I really don't care. I want to pick the Colts.
What do you mean you want to, bro? That's an obvious pick. The fucking
Titans
are butt cheeks.
I know. And we talked about it. They need to play, what's his name, Malik Willis?
Yeah.
They need to just put him in because I think Tannehill is I think it's his time. But who knows? We're going to pick the Colts. I'm picking the Colts too. And Derrick Henry's going to rush for 200 yards. So.
And lose.
So we'd still be right.
Because Jonathan Taylor's going to rush for 250.
Then we have the Bears versus the Giants. Daniel Jones just did not look good last night. Saquon Barkley looked pretty good. He had like a 30-yard rushing touchdown. That was pretty impressive. But I think I'm going to go with the Bears.
See, Daniel Jones may have looked bad, but Justin Fields looked even worse.
Yeah.
And they lost David Montgomery. So I'm going to take the Giants.
Yeah, but
they'll take she's backsies.
They got Khalil Herbert, bro. He rushed for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns last week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay with the Bears. I don't know. So then we have Jacksonville versus Philly. I'm going with Philly.
See, all that shit I just talked, I can't not pick Jacksonville. So
yeah.
I like what they're doing, man. I don't know if it's Doug Peterson. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence has finally found his footing. But I like them, bro. They are playing very well. I'm going to go with the Jaguars.
The defense has played pretty decent. So it's not a bad pick, you know. I definitely see where you're coming from. So then we have the Jets versus the Steelers. Pittsburgh is favored by 3.5. I don't want to pick the Jets, or I don't want to pick the Steelers, but Garrett Wilson got hurt. Do you think he's going to play?
I'm not sure. I don't even know what his injury was. I think it was his ribs or something.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't want to, but I'm gonna pick the Steelers as well.
It hurts my heart. Trust me, it hurts my fucking heart. And then we have the Bills versus the Ravens. This is gonna be a good game. I wish this was a primetime game.
It should be. I don't know why it's not.
It should be the Monday night game, in my opinion. But see, Buffalo has had 3 primetime games in a row.
Sure.
They were the first game of the season. Then they were Sunday night, and then I'm pretty sure.
They're 1:00 on Sunday. This past Sunday.
They were 1:00.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were primetime.
No, because people were throwing a fit because it was 1 p.m. in Miami, Florida, and it was like 100 degrees.
I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Yeah, that was my lock.
Is what's his name coming back? Is he playing?
Who?
Stephon Diggs.
Oh yeah, he was just cramping up.
Okay, so yeah, sign me up. Although Lamar Jackson's been playing well, he had a great game last week. Him and Mark Andrews, but give me the Bills in a bounce back game. Not that they played bad last week, but they took an L. So, then we have the Chargers at the Texans. As much as I want to hope for the Texans to just smash Justin Herbert because the Browns play them next week, I have to pick the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know what his status is. I know they said he was pretty beat up. He was kind of grimacing a little bit after some hits he took. They need to be careful with that guy. That's your franchise quarterback. But if he's playing, obviously I'm taking the Chargers. Actually, even if he's not, I'm still going to take the Chargers just so we don't have any what ifs. So I guess for the sake of the segment, I'll take LA. Yeah, I would love to see them get their ass beat, but I just think it's unlikely because the Texans suck. Moving on, this was my upset, the Cardinals versus the Panthers. They got a win last week. The Panthers did. This was your what?
This is my upset. Or my lock. My bad, my lock.
I was going to say.
My lock.
You rolling with 6? You riding with 6 again, boy?
If I'm riding with 6, I better be carried by 6.
If you ride with 6, you're going to die with 6.
You didn't get the carried by 6 reference?
No.
Because 6 people carry your casket? So if I ride with 6, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
You're a piece of shit.
That's terrible to say. I shouldn't fucking joke about like self-harm. So I'm dead ass serious. But yeah, this is my lock, my upset, my lock. No, Carolina. No, Carolina is favored to win. This is my upset.
Get the fuck out of here. No, they're not.
Bro, I have 2 upsets. I didn't pick a lock. I could have swore it said
How in the hell?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Carolina favored by 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Fox Sports has got to be spoken that word.
No, there's literally no way, dude. So do I gotta pick a new fucking lock?
I mean, no, you could take that. It'll change.
Because
there's no way
all
that'll stay by something. There's
Arizona,
no way that'll stay.
Yeah, that's some fucking bullshit. That's a lock, and I mean Arizona over the Panthers. If I gotta say it any clearer, yeah. You taking Arizona too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trade DJ Moore ASAP. That's my advice to Panthers fans.
I wouldn't take Carolina against the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Who in the hell is that?
That's a Canadian football team.
Bro, I wouldn't take the Panthers versus Bishop Sycamore High School. Let me just say that. I had to type it in because I couldn't remember the name. But I wouldn't take
Sycamore.
This has been a funny ass fucking episode. Holy shit. So yeah, we're both taking Arizona. Then we have Green Bay versus the Patriots in Green Bay. Green Bay's favored by 10, and yeah, they're gonna cover. Mac Jones ain't playing.
Yeah, they're gonna win by more than that.
Yeah, they're gonna beat the dog piss out of them. And I got Aaron Rodgers and fucking Aaron Jones on my fantasy team. Yeah, give me the Packers by 12.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers.
Then we have Denver versus the Raiders. The Raiders are 0-3, man, and I want to pick them versus the Broncos, but as a matter of fact, I am going to pick the Raiders versus the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders. They're 0-3, but they still look better than the goddamn Broncos do, man. That team looks so boring.
They've played some 3 good games. Okay, they lost to the Chargers 24-19. Then they played the Cardinals in an overtime loss, I'm pretty sure, was 29-23. And then they lost to Tennessee last week 24-22. So, I think they're a better team than the Broncos.
Yeah, I agree.
Until the Broncos get it together, because if they get it together, I mean, they do have a good team. You know what I'm saying? They have 2 good receivers. They have a good running back. Melvin Gordon is their running back too. I mean, Russell Wilson. I mean, I don't know. You would think they would be good on paper. So, I mean, they are 2-1, but I just feel like they haven't played well. So, give me the Raiders. I know I'm going to regret
take them Las Vegas.
Then we have the Sunday night game. This is meant to be a primetime game. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. I'm going to go with Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm going to take Kansas City. They lost on a heartbreaker, obviously. Is what? Mike Evans is back, Evans? Yeah. Tampa just didn't look good, man, against Green Bay.
Yeah. I'm going to go Kansas City. They're the favorites by 2. So, and then we have the Monday night game. This was my legit upset. The Rams versus the Niners in San Francisco. No idea how the Rams are underdogs, but I'm going to take the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to take LA too. Whoever made the spreads this week is off their rocker.
I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, I can understand, I guess, the 49ers, but the Panthers and Cardinals, where's the logic? Like,
ain't none.
Now I have to look up. All right, week 4. Let's see. Okay, they don't show the favorites. I want to see the Panthers versus the fucking Cardinals. Does it? Okay, hold on. I just want to see. So on ESPN, they have. They got the Panthers favorited as well. What is wrong with people? Where is this coming from? I don't know. I don't want to drag it out. It's not Browns related. I don't give a shit. So, you got anything else to add?
No, sir.
Just want to say, shout out to the Cleveland Guardians for clinching their division. Playoff baseball is very exciting. I'm very excited to watch playoff baseball. With that being said, just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you guys for tuning in. We drop episodes every Thursday morning. And as always, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the other side.